Hey, Amy Robinson here, writing with Amy. Of course, want to encourage you. I was thinking this morning that we go through a lot of stuff because we lack knowledge. The word says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. Now, with that being said, the enemy comes in and he does what he can because we don't know. All right. Have you ever come in contact with like a kid that says, well, my mommy said I can do it. And you know darn well that is not the case. But quite often with the enemy, because we do not know and we are not versed enough in the way God operates, we don't know when the devil is lying or not. So he brings fear. He brings complications, and he takes away our peace and all of these things. And we don't recognize that he does not have the right to do that. God tells us that I'm not giving you a spirit of fear. I've given you sound mind, peace that surpasses all understanding. I've come to give you life and give it more abundantly. You were healed by my stripes. God tells us all of these things, but sometimes we don't know them, or we are so distracted or so emotional that we do not remember it. And the enemy comes in and says, they don't know. So I'm going to do what I want until they figure out otherwise. And he says, I'm going to wreak as much havoc. I am going to cause as much damage as I possibly can before they have revelation that I do not have right to do the things that I am doing. But we give him permission to come in and just act a fool, because we don't know to say, you can't come in here. You can't stop. You can't do what you're doing. I'm kind of like a police showing up and saying, hey, can I search your car? And you saying yes without knowing that you don't have to let them do that. So we have to know what is available to us. And the only way you're going to do that truly is to get into your word, spend time with God so you know his voice, you know when he's speaking, and even get into like a Bible believing church. Of course, I'm a little partial to Faith Simple Christian Center, Rockledge, Florida. But there's so many ways that you can get to know God. And the enemy says, I am going to keep you so distracted and so beat down that you don't even look for your way of escape, your way of victory, your way of success, because we think that we're in this hopeless situation and he has us tricked. But no, we're not going to stay tricked. God has given us authority over the things that are happening in our life. And sometimes the enemy says, a lot of times, he says, I'm going to come in and make you think that I have power so that you give me yours. You have power over the enemy. I want you to get in your word. I don't care if you chat GPT, Google it, get some word and speak against what the enemy is trying to do in your life. You know what? My children will be blessed. My family will be blessed. I will be blessed. I will be healthy. I will be whole. I will be happy. Because that's what the word says that I have. That is what God says that I can have. I believe the report of the Lord. I'm not going to believe the lies of the enemy. The enemy is a liar. I said it the other day, the devil is a liar. He's doing his job. We have to make sure that we recognize that he's on his job. He is not obligated to be honest to us. Okay, so you have to know what God says and believe that God says that you are a victor, not a victim. Okay, so we speak the word of God and we push forward. We don't have to believe the smoke screens that the enemy tries to put up and make us think that something is something that it's not. I believe the report of the Lord, and I don't care what you say, what you try to make me think. I will do and say and believe what God says. I hope this has encouraged you. Hope it's given you a little hope. It's been Amy Robinson, writing with Amy. Be encouraged.